When we think of a circus, what normally comes to our mind, clowns, trapeze artists, and maybe some animals like lions or elephants. However, there is one such group of people who defy every aspect of normalcy, the circus freaks. With their extraordinary physical features and abilities that are far from usual, these phenomenal individuals have left a lasting impression on the world of entertainment. And in today's video, we'll take a closer look into the lives of 20 such individuals whose stories are as strange as they are fascinating. While they may have been deemed as freaks during their time, what they achieved was nothing short of remarkable. Fedor Jefticheu, Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy. Fedor Jefticheu, born in Russia in 1868, became famous as Jojo the Dog-Faced Boy due to his condition called hypertrichosis, which caused thick hair to grow all over his face and body. Alongside his father, who shared the same condition, Fedor began performing in sideshows at a young age. After his father's death, he continued to perform with P.T. Barnum's Circus, where he became one of the most popular acts. Jefticheu was marketed as a wild man, with promoters claiming he had been captured in a remote forest. He would often bark and growl on stage to entertain the audience, playing into the wild man persona. But off stage, Jefticheu was known to be gentle and kind, a far cry from the savage image he portrayed in his performances. While he was exploited for his unique appearance, Jefticheu's story is a true reminder that those who appear different on the outside are often just like everyone else on the inside. Isaac W. Sprague, the Human Skeleton. Born in 1841 in Massachusetts, Isaac Sprague became known as the Living Skeleton due to a mysterious condition that caused him to lose weight rapidly, despite maintaining a normal appetite. By the time he was in his 20s, Sprague weighed just over 40 pounds, and his skeletal frame made him a natural fit for the sideshow circuit. Sprague began performing with P.T. Barnum's famous American Museum in 1865, quickly becoming one of the star attractions. His frail figure, combined with his gentle nature, intrigued audiences, who marveled at how someone could survive with such little body mass. Despite the spectacle surrounding his condition, Isaac used his performances as an opportunity to share his personal story, giving a human face to the curiosities that filled the sideshow circuit. Sprague's condition remained undiagnosed throughout his life, and he struggled with the health complications that came with his extreme thinness. He passed away at the age of 46, but his legacy as the Living Skeleton continues to captivate those fascinated by the history of circus performers. Schlitzie, the Pinhead Born. Simon Metz in 1901, Schlitzie became one of the most beloved circus performers due to his condition, microcephaly, which caused a smaller-than-average head and intellectual disabilities. With his childlike demeanor, joyful personality, and distinctive appearance, Schlitzie became a central figure in sideshows and circuses, gaining recognition as the Pinhead. Schlitzie's performers in vaudeville and the famous 1932 film Freaks made him a star, but what truly endeared him to audiences was his infectious joy and innocence. Often dressed in brightly colored costumes, he danced, clapped, and interacted with the audience in ways that were both heartwarming and entertaining. Schlitzie's caregivers adored him, and he was often described as sweet and loving. Although Schlitzie was labeled a freak, those who knew him saw him for who he really was, a unique individual who brought joy to others through his performances. His story serves as a reminder that even those society deems different have the ability to connect with others in meaningful ways. But it's not just their extraordinary talents that make these individuals unforgettable. It's the indescribable qualities that truly set them apart. Take the Cucumber Man, for instance, a seemingly ordinary person who possessed a peculiar charm that made him stand out in any crowd. Then there's the Reptile Woman, whose snake-like tongue could leave even the most hardened skeptic in awe. Prince Randian, the Human Caterpillar. Born in 1871 in British Guiana, Prince Randian, often referred to as the human caterpillar, had no arms or legs due to tetra amelia syndrome. Despite this, Randian lived an extraordinary life, showcasing his remarkable abilities to complete everyday tasks using only his mouth and shoulders. He could write, shave, and even light a cigarette, all without the use of limbs. Randian's performances left audiences mesmerized. Wearing a one-piece suit, he would wriggle and contort his body in ways that amazed crowds. He performed for P.T. Barnum's Circus for over 45 years, earning a reputation as one of the greatest sideshow acts of his time. Off-stage, Randian was known to be a devoted family man. He lived a fulfilling life with his wife and children, proving that physical limitations did not define him. While the circus industry often exploited individuals like Randian, his story is one of resilience and talent, ving that anyone can achieve greatness, no matter the circumstances. Francesco "Frank" Lentini, the three-legged man. Francesco Lentini, born in 1889 in Sicily, had not two, but three fully functioning legs. His extra limb was the result of a parasitic twin that had not fully developed, leaving him with a third leg protruding from his side. Lentini's uniqueness might have made him a social outcast, but he didn't let it define him in a negative way. Instead, he embraced his condition and turned it into a successful career in the circus. Lentini not only had 3 legs, but also 4 feet, as 1 foot grew out of his third leg. As a performer, Lentini displayed incredible athleticism. He could kick soccer balls with his third leg and jump rope like it was second nature, astonishing audiences across the globe. His wit was as sharp as his skills. He often joked with the audience, saying he needed 15% more shoes than the average person. But Lentini's story wasn't just about physical oddity. He used his fame to challenge societal perceptions of disability, showing that even the most extraordinary differences could be celebrated. He spent his entire life in show business, proving that those who stand out from the crowd can succeed on their own terms. Grace McDaniels, the mule-faced woman. Born in 1888 in Iowa, Grace McDaniels was diagnosed with Sturge-Weber syndrome, a condition that caused facial deformities. Known in the circus world as the mule-faced woman, Grace was considered one of the most bizarre attractions of her time. Her face, particularly around her nose and mouth, appeared stretched and distorted, which earned her a rather cruel nickname. However, what made Grace stand out was not her face, but her strength of character. Despite the ridicule she faced, McDaniels remained kind-hearted and gentle. She performed in sideshows across the United States, earning enough money to support herself and her son. And while she was presented as a freak to curious onlookers, those who knew her best described her as thoughtful and caring. Unlike some others in the freak show industry, Grace never let her appearance define her entire life. She embraced her role as a performer, but behind the scenes, she lived a modest, dignified life. Despite the harsh label she was given, McDaniels demonstrated that beauty truly is only skin deep, and it's what's inside that really counts. Edouard Beaupré, the giant of Willow Bunch. Standing at an incredible 8 feet 3 inches tall, Edouard Beaupré was one of the tallest men in history. Born in Canada in 1881, Beaupré's height was the result of gigantism, a condition that caused excessive growth due to an overproduction of growth hormones. Known as the Giant of Willow Bunch, Beaupré was not only tall but incredibly strong. He could lift a 900-pound horse over his head, a feat that earned him widespread fame. Beaupré became a star attraction in the Barnum and Bailey Circus, where he would astound audiences with his size and strength. However, life as a circus giant was not as glamorous as it might have seemed. Beaupré suffered from constant pain due to his size, and his height made simple tasks difficult. He died young, at just 23, from tuberculosis, a disease that was common among those who were overworked in the circus. Even in death, Beaupré was exploited. His body was mummified and put on public display for decades before finally being cremated and laid to rest in his hometown of Willow Bunch, Saskatchewan. Ella Harper, the Camel Girl. Ella Harper, born in 1870 in Tennessee, earned the nickname the Camel Girl due to a condition known as genu recurvatum, which caused her knees to bend backward. This unusual condition made it easier for her to walk on all fours than on 2 feet, a trait that fascinated circus goers in the 1880s. Harper's condition may have been physically painful, but she turned her difference into a financial advantage by joining the circus. She performed alongside camels in sideshows, her unique appearance drawing in large crowds. Despite the spectacle of her act, Harper was known for her determination and resilience. After a few years in the circus, she retired to pursue an education and live a more conventional life. Though Harper's time in the circus was brief, her story is one of perseverance and adaptability. She took control of her life, using her condition as a means of earning a living before moving on to a quieter existence. Josephine Myrtle Corbin, the four-legged woman born in Tennessee in 1868. Josephine Myrtle Corbin was born with dipygus, a rare condition that caused her to have 2 separate pelvises and 4 legs. While her inner pair of legs were small and non-functional, her outer legs worked normally, allowing her to walk and move with ease. Corbin was a medical marvel, and by the age of 13, she was performing in sideshows as the Four-Legged Woman. Corbin quickly became a popular attraction, fascinating audiences with her unique condition. She was not just a curiosity, though. Myrtle was intelligent, witty, and charming. Her performances often included humorous anecdotes about her condition, endearing her to audiences. In her personal life, Myrtle married young and had 5 children, defying medical expectations about her ability to lead a normal life. General Tom Thumb, Charles Stratton. Charles Stratton, better known as General Tom Thumb, was one of P.T. Barnum's most famous performers. Born in 1838 in Connecticut, Stratton had a condition called primordial dwarfism, which limited his height to just 3 feet 4 inches. Despite his small stature, Stratton became a giant in the world of entertainment. At just 5 years old, Stratton was recruited by Barnum, who saw potential in the young boy's charm and wit. Over the years, Stratton performed for royalty and traveled around the globe, becoming an international sensation. His talent for mimicry, singing, and acting made him a beloved figure in the circus world. Stratton's marriage to fellow little person Lavinia Warren was a media sensation, and their wedding became one of the most talked about events of the 19th century. Throughout his career, Stratton proved that it wasn't the size of a person that mattered, but the size of their talent and ambition. Lionel the Lion-Faced Man, Stefan Bobrowski. Stefan Bobrowski, born in Poland in 1890, was known as Lionel the Lion-Faced Man due to a rare condition called hypertrichosis, which caused thick hair to cover his entire face and body. This gave him the appearance of a lion, with a mane of hair that earned him his iconic stage name. But Lionel's fierce appearance belied his gentle and intelligent nature. He spoke several languages and was highly educated, a contrast to the animalistic persona that promoters used to sell tickets. Lionel performed with circuses across Europe and the United States, captivating audiences with his acrobatic feats and storytelling skills. Despite his unusual appearance, Lionel was known for his calm and kind demeanor. Audiences were often shocked to discover that the man they saw as a beast was, in fact, a well-spoken and thoughtful performer. Betty Lou Williams, the double-bodied girl. Born in 1932 in Georgia, Betty Lou Williams was a remarkable figure in the circus world due to her condition known as parasitic twinning. She had an underdeveloped twin attached to her side, with an extra set of legs and an arm protruding from her torso. Despite her physical differences, Betty Lou led an extraordinary life, performing in circuses and sideshows from a young age. Her charming personality and bright spirit made her a favorite among audiences, who were captivated not just by her unique appearance, but by her resilience and grace. Betty Lou's career in the circus wasn't just about showcasing her physical differences. She used her platform to raise awareness about the struggles faced by individuals with disabilities. She became an advocate for inclusivity and acceptance, proving that even with a rare condition, one could still lead a fulfilling and inspiring life. Annie Jones, the Bearded Lady. Annie Jones, born in Virginia in 1865, became one of the most famous bearded ladies of her time. By the age of 5, Annie had developed a full beard due to a rare condition called hypertrichosis. This condition caused excessive hair growth, making Annie a natural fit for P.T. Barnum's circus, where she became a star attraction. But Annie's fame wasn't just about her beard. She was a talented musician and a skilled performer, often captivating audiences with her charm and elegance. Annie's story is one of resilience and pride. Despite the cruel labels society placed on her, she embraced her differences and used them to her advantage. Chang and Eng Bunker, the original Siamese twins. Born in 1811 in what is now Thailand, Chang and Eng Bunker were the original Siamese twins. Joined at the chest by a small band of cartilage, the brothers were an anomaly in medical history. Discovered by a British merchant, they were soon brought to the United States, where they became one of the most famous circus attractions in the 19th century. The Bunkers were remarkable not just for their physical connection, but for their ability to live full, independent lives. Chang and Eng married sisters and fathered 21 children between them. They managed to maintain separate yet deeply connected lives. Despite being billed as oddities, they fought to be seen as more than just a spectacle. The Bunkers' legacy lives on as pioneers in the world of conjoined twins, proving that even in the face of extreme adversity, it is possible to live a life of love, family, and purpose. Ella Ewing, the Missouri Giantess. Standing at a towering 8 feet 4 inches tall, Ella Ewing, born in 1872 in Missouri, earned the title of the Missouri Giantess. As one of the tallest women in recorded history, Ella's extraordinary height made her a natural fit for the circus, where she became a popular attraction. She traveled extensively, performing in circuses, museums, and sideshows where people marveled at her incredible stature. But Ella was more than just a giant. She was known for her intelligence, business acumen, and grace. She managed her own career, carefully choosing where and when she would perform, and earned enough money to live comfortably and support her family. Ella also used her earnings to build a custom house to accommodate her height, ensuring she could live a life of dignity and comfort. Ella's story is one of self-determination and resilience. George and Willie Muse, the Men from Mars. Born in the late 1800s in Roanoke, Virginia, George and Willie Muse were two brothers with albinism, a condition that left them with pale skin, white hair, and extreme sensitivity to sunlight. The brothers were kidnapped at a young age by sideshow promoters and forced into a life of exploitation, performing under various monikers, including the Men from Mars and the Sheep-Headed Men. Despite their difficult beginnings, George and Willie became two of the most famous circus performers of their time. Their striking appearance, combined with their incredible musical talents, made them a popular act in circuses across the United States. Both brothers were accomplished musicians, often playing instruments to accompany their performances, adding depth to their acts beyond just their physical traits. After years of being exploited by circus managers, the Muse brothers were eventually reunited with their mother, who fought to win back their freedom and secure better conditions for their work. Martin Lorello, the Human Owl. Born in Germany in 1885, Martin Lorello became known as the Human Owl due to his extraordinary ability to rotate his head nearly 180 degrees. This incredible feat was the result of years of training combined with an unusual spinal condition. Laurello's flexibility earned him a place in the sideshow circuit, where he became a sensation. Laurello's act involved calmly turning his head to face backward while keeping the rest of his body facing forward, leaving audiences both mesmerized and unsettled. His performances earned him spots in renowned venues like Ripley's Believe It or Not and the Ringling Brothers Circus, where he thrilled audiences with his unique talent. Though his act was unusual, Laurello lived a relatively quiet life off stage. He was remembered as a kind and gentle man, and his legacy as the human owl remains one of the most extraordinary sideshow acts of all time. Fannie Mills, the Ohio Bigfoot Girl. Born in the 1850s in Ohio, Fannie Mills was known as the Ohio Bigfoot Girl due to a rare condition called Milroy disease, which caused extreme swelling in her legs and feet. Her feet grew to a staggering 19 inches long and 7 inches wide, making her an instant attraction in sideshows across the country. Despite the painful nature of her condition, Fannie made a career out of her unique appearance, performing in dime museums and circuses. Fannie's act was more than just about showcasing her condition. It was also about engaging audiences with a blend of curiosity and compassion. She wore custom-made shoes to emphasize the size of her feet, drawing in large crowds wherever she performed. Off stage, Fannie was known for her kind heart and generosity, often using her earnings to support her family. Julia Pastrana, the Ape Woman. Born in 1834 in Mexico, Julia Pastrana was a circus performer whose appearance shocked and fascinated audiences. She was born with hypertrichosis, a condition that caused thick hair to grow all over her body and face, giving her an ape-like appearance. Additionally, a condition called gingival hyperplasia caused her gums and lips to be thick and prominent, further contributing to her stage name, the Ape Woman. Despite the way she was marketed, Julia possessed extraordinary talents. She was multilingual, a beautiful singer, and a graceful dancer. Unfortunately, her life was overshadowed by exploitation. She married her manager, Theodore Lent, who often referred to her as a hybrid between human and ape. Lent profited greatly from showcasing Julia across Europe, exploiting her appearance for his own gain. Julia's life came to a tragic end due to complications from childbirth, but even after her death, her body was embalmed and continued to be exhibited for profit. It's a dark reality of the circus landscape. Grady Stiles, the Lobster Boy. The story of Grady Stiles Jr., who is publicly known as the Lobster Boy, is a tragic and dark tale in the history of circus performers, one that highlights the harsh realities behind the glamour and entertainment of the circus world. Stiles was born into a family with a history of ectrodactyly, a condition that fuses fingers and toes together, creating a claw-like appearance. Grady's father was part of a freak show and started performing as the Lobster Boy at a young age. As an adult, he continued to perform with his two youngest children as the Lobster family. However, Stiles had a dark side. He was an abusive alcoholic who often beat his wife. He even shot and killed his oldest daughter's fiancé, an 18-year-old whom Grady disliked for calling him a freak. He was convicted of third-degree murder and sentenced to house arrest and 15 years probation. There are various other circus freaks who have left their mark on the world of entertainment. Their unique stories serve as a reminder that what some may perceive as odd or abnormal can often be a source of wonder and inspiration. We hope this video has shed some light on the often misunderstood world of circus freaks and highlighted the incredible resilience and talent of these individuals. If you find it fascinating, be sure to like, comment, and share